I never thought a 5-minute conversation with a stranger could change my entire life. It happened on a rainy Thursday. I had just failed my 4th job interview of the month. The receptionist was polite, the interviewer was kind, but the result was the same. "Thank you, we'll let you know." But they never did. And I knew the reason. It wasn't my education. It wasn't my skills. It was my English. Every time I tried to speak in an interview, my mind would freeze. The words were in my head, but they wouldn't come out. I couldn't get my point across. Get your point across =, to explain something clearly so that others understand. And because of that, I kept getting rejected. That day, I walked home in the rain, soaked, tired, and hopeless. I sat on a park bench, watching the drops fall from the trees. I kept thinking, maybe I'll never speak English fluently. Then a man sat beside me. He looked older, calm. He wore a grey jacket and carried a worn-out leather bag. He looked at me and smiled. "You okay?" he asked. I didn't answer at first, but something about him made me speak. "I just failed another interview," I said quietly. "Because of English?" I nodded. He didn't judge me. He just nodded back and said, "Same thing happened to me, a long time ago." That was the start of a 5-minute conversation that led to a decision that changed my life forever. We sat in silence for a few moments. The rain slowed down. Then the man said, "You know, you remind me of myself." I looked at him, confused. "I came to this country with 2 suitcases and 1 dream," he continued, "to build a life. But I didn't speak a word of English, not even hello." That made me smile a little. He went on, "The first time I tried to say my name in English, I panicked. My voice shook. My hands sweated. I forgot how to pronounce my own name." I laughed softly. "I thought I was the only one." "No," he smiled. "You're not. English is hard, but it's not impossible." I looked at the ground. I studied grammar. I memorized vocabulary. But when I speak, everything disappears. He nodded again. "Because you're trying to be perfect." I didn't reply. "Forget perfect," he said. "Focus on progress." Then he reached into his bag and pulled out a small notebook. "I want to show you something." Inside, each page had 1 sentence. Simple. Real. "Today I ate rice and eggs. I met a friend." I felt nervous in class. "This is my 1-sentence journal," he said. "Every day, I wrote 1 sentence in English. That's how I started." Just 1 sentence. "I could do that," I said. He smiled. "Yes. And every week, I challenge myself to talk to 1 new person in English. Just say hello, ask a question, break the ice. Break the ice =, to start a conversation comfortably with someone you don't know." "Sounds scary," I admitted. He nodded. "It is, but it gets easier." He closed the notebook and looked me in the eye. "Your problem is not English. Your problem is fear." I stayed silent. "Do this," he said. "Write 1 sentence every day. Talk to 1 new person every week. And whatever happens," he pointed at me, "stay the course. Stay the course =, to continue even when things are difficult." Then he stood up. "Why are you helping me?" I asked. He smiled. "Because someone once helped me." And just like that, he walked away. I never got his name. I never saw him again. But I still have that notebook. And from that moment on, I stayed the course. The next morning, I wrote my first sentence. I failed my interview, but I'm not giving up. The next few weeks weren't easy. Every morning, I wrote 1 English sentence in the notebook. It felt silly at first, but slowly it became a habit. I made tea for my mother. I went for a walk. I read 1 page of an English book. Simple sentences. Real life. Then came the first real challenge, talking to a stranger. I saw a tourist at the fruit shop near my house. He looked confused, holding a mango and a banana. My heart raced. I almost walked away. But then I remembered the phrase, break the ice. So I took a deep breath and said, "Excuse me, do you need help?" He smiled. "Yes, what is this fruit?" I laughed. "That's a mango, very sweet." "Thank you," he said. It was a short conversation, but my heart felt like it had just climbed a mountain. I did it. And so, every week I talked to one person. Sometimes just hello. Sometimes how are you? Sometimes full sentences. Each time I got a little better. Small wins, I started watching English videos on YouTube. Short ones. Then I started shadowing, repeating sentences with the speaker. I joined an online English group. Every Sunday we had a 30-minute Zoom call. At first I stayed quiet, but then one day the host asked a question. "What motivates you to learn English?" Nobody answered. I raised my hand. "I want to get a job," I said, "and I want to grow." It was simple, but the group clapped. The host smiled. "You made a great impression," he said. Make a great impression =, to create a strong and positive first impression. That felt like magic. Suddenly, I was excited to learn. English wasn't a wall anymore. It was a bridge. One night, during a Zoom session, someone asked me a tricky question. If you could change one thing about your past, what would it be? I froze for a second, but I smiled and said, I think I wouldn't change anything, because all my mistakes helped me grow. After the session, someone messaged me privately, "You really know how to think on your feet." Think on your feet =, to respond quickly and smartly. That was the moment I realized I was no longer afraid. One morning I saw a job opening online. It said, English-speaking customer support, urgent hiring. I clicked apply. Was I ready? I spent hours writing my application email. Simple, clear, confident. This time I wasn't pretending to be perfect. I was showing progress. When the interview call came, my hands still shook, but I remembered the phrases. Stay the course. Think on your feet. Get your point across. The interviewer asked me questions in English. Some were tough. What would you do if a customer is angry? I replied, I will listen first. Then I will explain calmly. I will make sure they understand I'm here to help. Then he asked, why should we hire you? I smiled, because I won't give up. I've come this far, and I'll go further. He looked at me and said, we'll get back to you. I waited 3 days. My heart was racing every time my phone rang. On the 4th day, I got the email. Congratulations, you're hired. I stared at the screen for a long time. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just whispered to myself, I did it. That evening I sat on the same park bench. It wasn't raining this time. I pulled out the notebook and wrote, I got the job. And I remembered the man who gave me that notebook. A stranger changed my life. Now, I wanted to do the same for someone else. A few weeks later, I was walking past that same bench, and I saw a young man sitting there looking defeated. I smiled. Hey, I said, you okay? That day, I sat beside him. He told me he had just failed a job interview. His voice was low, his eyes were tired, and I saw my past in him. So I did what the stranger did for me. I pulled out a small notebook. I gave it to him. Write 1 sentence a day, I said, and every week, talk to one person. He looked confused. I smiled. Just stay the course. He laughed. Why are you helping me? I replied. Because someone once helped me. Key English phrases. Get your point across meaning. To explain something clearly so others understand. Story example. I struggled in interviews because I couldn't get my point across. Break the ice meaning. To start a conversation in a friendly and comfortable way. Story example. I helped a tourist at the fruit shop to break the ice. Stay the course meaning. To continue doing something even when it's difficult. Story example. The stranger told me to stay the course, and I did. Make a great impression, meaning to create a strong and positive first impression. Story example. In my first Zoom call, the host said I made a great impression. Think on your feet, meaning to respond quickly and smartly in a situation. Story example. During the Zoom session, someone told me I could think on my feet. Now it's your turn. Which English word did you learn today? Write it in the comments below. Let's grow together. Like, share, and subscribe for more real English stories that grow your heart and your vocabulary. See you in the next story.